Hey everybody, I'm back. I wanted to do some more in the Stan Lee book. This is really cool. I like this. Stan Lee's Marvel Universe. So we're doing moment 4. I skipped a couple of pages. I'm going to go back and add them to it at the end. But I wanted to go through this here so you can see what's going on and do another recording down here with play one for what Stan commented on in the story. This is moment 4. They're all going by moments and everything, explaining it. We already did the other ones like moment 2 and moment 3 and stuff like moment 1 now and 3. Now we're doing moment 4, the coming of the Submariner. Here we go. There's a cover of Fantastic Four number 4. Imagine having the original books. I know people out there have them, but it'd just be so cool. Look at that. Stop him. If the Submariner reaches the water, he'll become invincible. That is so cool. And down here we got number 3. Cool. And this one's the Fantastic Four, number 4, May 1962. A landmark every issue, a milestone every second month. That's the way it seemed in 1961 and 1962 to comic readers who began to haunt the newsstands awaiting each new saga of the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four number 2 and number 3 had seen the superheroes find new enemies in the Skrulls and don uniforms that made them more official. But Fantastic Four number 4 was more revolutionary by far. For in that issue, Prince Namor the Sub-Mariner of Timely's Golden Age returned with a vengeance, literally. That's cool. Then we got here a little 3 panels from a story talking about, so he must have been in that one. Maybe he disappeared there for a bit. So just like Sis said, he could live underwater and was as strong as 10 men. I wonder whatever happened to him. He was supposed to be immortal. Reading about the Submariner, huh? We got a stumble bum right there who's as strong as that Joker was supposed to be. Hey, wake up, old man. Old man, wake up. You wouldn't think it to look at the old bum, but just wait. Huh? What? Wow. And we got down here, Namor was reintroduced into this new comic book universe by Stan and Jack in an ingenious way. Johnny Storm, having quit the FF in issue number 3 because he got tired of being bossed around, decides to lose himself among the other human derelicts in a Bowery flophouse. There he finds a beat-up old copy of Submariner comics from the 1940s. He is too young to remember Namor personally, but he recalls his older sister Sue talking about him, and it was clear that he had been a real person, not just a figment of some writer-artist's fevered imagination. Johnny wonders what had happened to Namor since he was supposed to be immortal. And we got here, I ain't gonna wear this outfit, this fool outfit. Of the landmark moments in the early Fantastic Fours, FF number 3 stands apart as it was crucial in developing the look of the superhero team. For the first 2 issues, they had fought their battles in civvies, which was the way Stan preferred it, since he was committed to doing more realistic heroes. After all, gaudy primary colored costumes were associated with Superman and Batman and the other comic book icons of the past. But letters poured in from enthusiastic fans demanding that the Fantastic Four wear some sort of special garb, something that would make them stand out from the crowd. So Stan bowed to the inevitable and had Jack design not costumes exactly, but uniforms worn by Reed, Sue, and Johnny. The Thing was allowed to be different and to wear only trunks and boots, nor was he about to put on the helmet Sue had made for him. I ain't gonna wear this fool outfit, he growled, and that was that. You stay hidden, Sue, in case we need you. As for me, I'm getting out of this monkey suit so I can move. Now here we got Stan going to be talking here. I would want everybody to know I had a superpower. I'd be proud of it. Let's go over here, get this going. It's number 5. Now we'll push play.
I had always felt if I had a superpower, which is not to say that I don't, but I wouldn't immediately put on a mask and a costume Maybe I'm more conceited than most people, but I would want everybody to know I had a superpower. I'd be proud of it. Hey, look at me. Look what I can do. And also, I wouldn't go running around looking for bad guys to fight. I'd be thinking, gee, how can I make some money with this? Maybe I can get a guest shot on Jay Leno's show, or maybe I can join the circus, or I wonder what they'd pay me. So I wanted to get people who acted realistically.
That's cool. Go on to the next page here and see what's going on over here. And we got here. Yeah, well, we're going to help him find his memory. Sure, we'll beat it back into him. Why bother? I'll show you an easier way. First, we've got to see what he really looks like. So let's give him a little shave. Flame on. Hey, look at that. Holy cow, it's the Human Torch. See how simple it is? Simple it is when you know how? I can control the flame of my body to within a hair's width. Wait, his face. No, it can't be. He sat there and let him do it. And lo and behold, in one of those comic book coincidences that readers accepted in those days, it turns out that another inmate of that same rundown hotel, just a few flea-infested beds away, is indeed none other than the Submariner himself, bearded and amnesiac, but still possessed of his fabled strength and ankle wings. As soon as Johnny gives him his roommate a fiery shave, he recognizes the distinct quasi-triangular head and pre-Mr. Spock-pointed ears of the Submariner. Johnny dumps him into the waters off New York to see if the shock will restore his memory. Be careful what you wish for. Yet Namor regains his memory and swims in record time to the ruins of his sunken kingdom of Atlantis, destroyed by the humans' accursed atomic test. Eyeing the destruction, he decides it's payback time against mankind. He quickly summons Giganto, a gargantuan whale-like sea creature, and sets it to work laying waste to Manhattan. The Fantastic Four stop Giganto, and Submariner angrily returns to the sea to bide his time, but not before he has a chance to fall in love at first sight with Sue Storm. This happens while she is invisible, of course. By issue's end, it is crystal clear both that he'll be back and that the FF have found their first major nemesis. Wow. The Submariner was the first FF antagonist who supplied everything you could possibly want from a supervillain, even though it must have been apparent even to the readers who'd never heard of him before that Namor had the potential to become a hero someday. By issue's end, he had already had no less than 3 causes to pursue in future encounters: finding the scattered remnants of his sub-sea race, wreaking revenge on humanity for what it had done to his people, if inadvertently, and winning the heart of Sue Storm away from Reed Richards. In addition, there was something subtler going on. Having Namor be the same awesome amphibian who'd been around back in the 1940s immediately added a depth and a richness of texture to the 4-color tapestry of that the Fantastic Four was fast becoming. If Submariner could return, then why not Captain America, who'd been the most popular of Timely's early stars? Why couldn't the other greats of the Golden Age return? Maybe they could. Wow. That's cool. You're the most loveliest human I've ever seen. If you will be my bride, I might show you mercy to the rest of your pitiful race. How can I make such a choice? Namor got game. He's talking to her. What's this now? This is something else. What if the Fantastic Four were the original Marvel bullpen? Wow. But do not be too certain that the things are always what they seem. These particular characters will surprise you from a more frontal view for what if the Fantastic Four were the original Marvel bullpen. You've got him, Stan. I'll flame on and... No, you don't He's mine. Will somebody do something? I'm trying to hold him. Impossible, you say? Perhaps and perhaps not. What if? What if a comic book Roy Thomas launched in the mid-1970s allowed writers and artists to explore alternate realities? What might have happened if something in a superhero's life had gone a bit differently at a crucial point? The most unusual what if was issue 12, number 12, October 1978. What if the original Marvel bullpen had become the Fantastic Four? It was written and penciled by Jack Kirby, with inks by Mike Royer. In it, Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, production manager, artist Sol Brodsky, and secretary Gail Friday, Fabulous Flo Steinberg are the ones who gain the powers of the Fantastic Four. Stan becomes Mr. Fantastic, Jack the Thing, Flo the Invisible Girl, and Brodsky the Human Torch. They wind up battling the Sub-Mariner and the Skrulls. Whoa. Let's go over here and see what's going on. Let's see. I always wondered how these tiny wings that were the size of butterfly wings could make such a big guy fly. So we'll go over here. We'll find number 6 and push play.
This villain wasn't a real villain, because we know he's basically a good guy. It's just he's on the other side of the fence. He doesn't like human beings that much. But he himself looks like a human being, except for the tiny little wings on his ankles, which is kind of funny. And I always wondered how those tiny little wings that were the size of butterfly wings could make such a big, heavy guy fly. But hey, it was comics, and I didn't worry about it.
That's it on that part. Just like, here's a part I had to add on because I missed it from the first video that I did. This was from the Fantastic Four. Impossible, incredible. Call it what you will, but the figure which had been Johnny Storm scant seconds before is now a careening human torch flashing through the skies above like a flaming meteor. Look, a blazing burning comet. No, it's not a comet. It's unless we're going mad, it's something human. Wow. A period of adjustment. In the first issue, Kirby introduced the themes that would make the Fantastic Four different from earlier superheroes. These characters, especially the Thing, were instantly recognized not as shining figures like Batman or Superman, but as potential menaces who had made mistakes and caused trouble, displaying the imperfections of normal human beings. These characters also inspired confusion among onlookers. Ordinary people are shown debating in a realistic manner just who or what these amazing newcomers are. The Thing is called a monster, a walking nightmare, and even a Martian. When people spot the Human Torch streaking through the sky, one of them thinks he's a comet. In order to make the book work, Stan had to tailor his writing to accommodate the bravura opening Kirby tossed in to hook the readers. There was hardly room left to tell the entire origin in the remaining space. As a result, Kirby squeezed in a single scene of just 3 panels of the 4 together before their fateful flight into space, and that altered the original planned relationships of the characters. Rather than try to force a lot of background information into those few panels, Stan simply ignored several of the projections he had made for the characters. Undeniably, it was a bit of a stretch, not just for Mr. Fantastic, when Ben Grimm complained, after no deliberation, that the foursome would use their new powers to help mankind. After all, they could just as easily have decided to use them to get rich or even take over a small country. But Stan and Jack were still feeling their way in this brave new world of superheroes. One thing was true, though. The final caption in the FF's origin, and so was born the Fantastic Four. And from that moment on, the world would never again be the same. And that included the wonderful world of comic books. This combination of human imperfection, superheroics, monster mania, and parody was the initial foundation of that world, of what would ere long become the Marvel Age of Comics, a true Marvel moment, and perhaps the most important one of all. And they got this little square up here. But there's but there is time enough to learn of the task which faces the Fantastic Four. First, let us discover more about their origin. Let us go back to the momentous day when an angry Ben Grimm confronted Dr. Reed Richards. If you want to fly to the stars, then you pilot the ship. Count me out. You know we haven't done enough research into the effect of the cosmic rays. They might kill us all out in space. Ben, we've got to take that chance. Unless we want the commies to beat us to it. I never thought you would be a coward. A coward? Nobody calls me a coward. Get that ship. Get the ship. I'll fly her no matter what happens. Oh, she knew just how to get him, didn't she? Listen to me all of you. That means you too, Ben. Together we have more power than any humans have ever possessed. I'm calling myself the Human Torch, and I'm with you all the way. Same goes for me, the Invisible Girl. There's only one thing. There's only one still missing. Ben? I ain't Ben anymore. I'm what Susan called me, the Thing. And I'll call myself Mr. Fantastic. Wow. What we got here? There's many a slip between synopsis and script. Character bits and plot points that somehow got lost between Stan's original plot and the published Fantastic Four #1. Reed Richards invents a spaceship to go to Mars. In FF #1, the aim is simply to fly into space. No particular destination is expressed. Susan Storm, actress, never mentioned if she ever held down a job in her life before FF #1. Nobody back then knew what it was. Ben Grimm, hired as a pilot by Reed Richards, falls for Susan also. In FF #1, Ben and Reed are old friends. It's never fully developed that he has a crush on Sue Storm. Johnny Storm, high school star athlete. This was switched so that he just liked to tinker with old cars. Okay. Just different stuff in there. Like I said, this was what this was. And I think that's the end of that. Next one I'm going to do some more. It'll be about the Hulk, I think. And here's something about the Hulk. But I want to try to keep this pretty short. And I add this in here because I missed it last time. But I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think. And I'm gonna go through this whole book and hopefully have fun with it. But thank you very much for watching. You guys have a great day. And Collector Dude is out.